Tieesha back with another great video. I have an absolute treat for y'all today. I'm here with a lovely, lovely, lovely woman who is a therapist, author, speaker, and just overall a great asset to us. She is Angela Empowers, and we are here tonight to talk to you about healing from the holidays. As you notice,
Mhm.
tis the season for the holidays, and behind it,
Yes,
what a
it
lot of
is.
us, and I'm not picking on anyone. I do a lot of reflection on my channel. I'm healing from some stuff as well, and I want to
Yeah.
show you the face of a therapist because I want you to reach out for therapy. They are friendly. They
Yeah.
are they are kind. They want to help you. They want to serve you. So, Angela, thank you for being here with me tonight to discuss healing from the holidays. And can you introduce yourself, what you do, what your mission is, and all the other great things about yourself?
Okay. Well, thanks for having me first and foremost. So basically, I am a therapist. I have oh, good Lord, a variety of experiences working with people, right? People dealing with behaviors, dealing with addictions. I'm a licensed addiction drug counselor, licensed master social worker, advanced alcohol drug counselor, certified clinical trauma professional. So yeah, all them letters. But at the end of the day, what that really means is my goal is to help people walk on their journey to wholeness. And specifically my culture, my people, right? Because we, in so many ways, um, disenfranchised, just, poverty. I mean, anything we can think of, right? And to normalize therapy, to normalize asking for help. Because what I feel that for us, many of us, we have worn, I'm a strong Black woman as a badge of honor. However, without balance, it's become an issue where we no longer asking for help. So I'm working on content, online content, because I know I can't have everyone as my client. I wish I could, but I can't. So I'm developing online client that's going to assist people in understanding a variety of different mental health concerns, whether it's anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, um, family trauma, church hurt, all that stuff. To assist them in understanding, number one, it's okay to ask for help. Number two, you ain't crazy. You're fine. Just because you seek a therapist does not mean somebody about to give you medication and saying something's wrong with you. And to provide a safe space for people to talk about these pink elephants in the room with the dysfunction in our households. And finally, the holidays just exacerbates all the other symptoms, all the other stuff that I just mentioned. The holidays tend to add to that. And that's why we're talking about healing from the holidays or in the holiday season.
Absolutely. I was worried. I was like, how can I phrase this? Because healing and holidays, it went hand in hand with what we were talking about. I'm like healing during the holidays, healing from the holidays, healing in the holidays. We just need
All
some healing.
all of it.
We just
All of
need some healing. And
yes.
as many people know, yesterday was Thanksgiving. However, me, I've been on the journey of not observing holidays in the
Mhm,
traditional sense. I've called it
mhm,
HELLIDAYS. Shout out to Dr. Vera Shango.
mhm,
And I noticed the more and more I left the way my family observed things and the drama and the trauma,
mhm,
the generational curses come along with it, and you just kind of
mhm,
separate yourself,
mhm.
and you're exposed to other people who invite you in. I
Yes.
left. I left my hometown. I joined the military, and then I chose to live away from my hometown until
Mhm.
today. So I've
Right.
always been welcomed by strangers, and
Yeah.
strangers showed me that a lot of dysfunction and trauma, it's not normal. That everybody does not have that. And I
Yes.
want to give a shout out to three families that welcomed me in. Most recently, the royal family. Y'all know who y'all are. Also, the
Mhm.
Scott family. The Scott family. He was actually my field training officer in the police academy. And so once he saw
Wow.
at the time it was just me and my son, and his dad was deployed, so they
Mhm.
invited us over for a dinner. And then also the
Wow.
Brown family in
Mhm.
Newport News. So strangers always welcomed me in and showed me a different side of life that I took
Mhm.
back and showcased to my family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my way. So yesterday, in my journey of defining the holiday seasons for myself, And
Mhm.
I didn't use the term Thanksgiving yesterday. I when people would text me or call me, I said, "Have a joyous gathering.
Yeah, yeah,
Have a
yeah,
joyous
yeah,
gathering," because I don't have a pilgrim on the wall. I'm not doing
yeah,
all that, but it's like, okay,
yeah,
family is coming together, and family is so important right now because last year, we weren't able to see each other. There was
that's true.
this fear placed out like, "Oh, don't come towards me. I don't want to get sick." And we miss, a hug. Something as simple
Yeah,
as a hug.
yeah,
Little babies, newborns did not have an opportunity to go and see the elders and be held by them. So that's why I was like,
mhm,
okay, it's just a joyous gathering, especially during
mhm,
this time when we have seasonal depression and blues and stuff like that.
mhm.
So if you could, can you talk to us about the importance of bonding and being included and having that family time?
Absolutely, because it goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Belonging, that's one of them. That's up there. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what external things you have and you're blessed with. We all want to belong, which is why we tend to do things that's totally against and opposite towards what we really feel we want to do as it relates to the holidays. It's okay to spend time with other people's family. It's okay to say no to your own dysfunctional family. Um, but at the end of the day, belonging is such an amazing and needed thing. And it's okay. We don't have to say, well, I feel like I shouldn't have to. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, and no, sir. It's okay to want to belong. That is very, very important. And it only adds to mental health concerns and depression and sadness when we're not around and we can't touch. And, I have a grandbaby, and I tell you, he was born, what, March, in the middle of March. COVID had just started. So it was hard last year. And speaking to, family, like you mentioned regarding Thanksgiving, every time somebody texts me and said happy Thanksgiving, I was just looking at my phone because I'm like, yeah, how do okay, you too. Just like,
Absolutely. Like you don't want to ignore it, you want to be kind. And so I was like,
right,
how can I do this? And I'm
right.
like, have a joyous gathering.
Yes,
And
yes.
that was the best way I could put it.
Yeah, because for me, having lost, many people have experienced variety of different losses, whether it's the
Mhm,
loss of a job,
mhm.
loss of a marriage, loss of a parent or whatever. And for me, yesterday was the anniversary of my mom's death.
Mm. My
Yeah.
condolences.
Thank you. So it's usually kind of hard, but yesterday was different. It was definitely different. And
Mhm,
I usually advise people hold space for yourself.
mhm.
Everybody else may not understand. And this is what I tell people all the time. Don't expect people to understand or to have to validate what it is that you feel in order for you to go ahead and feel it. You know? I mean, that's just me.
That was so beautiful, and it's definitely like I say this year, but every year is a chance to do something different, establish your own traditions.
Mhm.
And I got a chance to be in great company yesterday, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel like putting on my Black Panther t-shirt and I'm blackity black but black black. I didn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like I said, it was just defining it for myself, but also going through this journey on my own. And one thing that I found that really blew up in my face when I first started coming out of celebrating holidays the way we used to, or the way that the Western school system and culture told us to,
Mhm.
was I started out to separate myself from it. I never
Yeah,
wanted to bring other people along. It's just other people saw what I was doing, they were influenced, and then once they started seeing like, okay, I really miss my mama biscuits. I really miss
yeah,
this. Like,
yeah.
I didn't tell you to leave it. It's that I'm
Right,
choosing
right.
not to participate because there's a lot of things I'm seeing that's not right.
Yeah.
Such as, in certain families, you have people who are not good. You shouldn't bring your children around certain people.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
one thing that I'm so proud and I'm so thankful to have you here, because you do work with addictions. is some of the red flags that, are present during the gatherings. When I worked as a patrol officer, I was dispatched. Well, I worked holidays because it was time
Mhm.
and a half and it was my
Right,
schedule.
right,
And
right.
so whenever I received a call to respond to a domestic disturbance, it was
Mm,
either, okay, there's a child custody dispute. This person wants the child. This
yeah,
person don't want to give up the child because they don't want the child to be with their new girlfriend or boyfriend and their family. And that
mhm,
just it struck me as wild. Because I'm like, there's 300 other days in a year, and you want to fight
right,
over these particular holidays. So it was
right.
just always dysfunction. Can you talk to us? Have you experienced family drama pertaining to, getting the children involved and, different things like that comes around during the holidays in particular?
Well, not with my clients that I have in my practice. However, I just resigned from my state job. I used to work in an all male prison facility, medium security, as a substance abuse counselor. So I heard a lot of stories. There was a lot of stuff that I learned from offenders that were in prison, and it was both sides. Sometimes it was the mother and her family, and other times it was the guy. And a lot of times it's, well, I don't want you bringing my baby around that X, Y, and Z, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. No, I don't need nothing from her. It's that kind of drama. But one of the things that I always tell my clients, listen, you have to learn how to communicate. You have to. Now, if you don't know how to communicate, then you got problems. Then we want to yell, we want to cuss. The next thing you know, somebody laying on hands on somebody, and then that's a whole nother issue. And they're not understanding how the dysfunction is being looked at by the child. They totally forget about the child. And you mentioned something about not having your children, right, around everyone in the family because everybody ain't right. You said something right there. Everybody ain't
Absolutely.
right. But do you
Absolutely.
know how many clients I have who still will try to go to the family function because, well, I don't want them to say X, Y, and Z. Well, they probably gonna ask me why I ain't want to come, or why I didn't want my daughter to go say hi to Uncle such and such.
Mhm. There was a meme going around where someone is invited somewhere and their response is, "Who all gonna be over there?"
Yep, yep.
That's
Who's gonna be
that's
there?
perfectly normal to ask who all gonna be over there
Yeah,
because you got to worry about your mental, your emotional, spiritual security, your physical security, and drama.
yep,
Yes, who's
yep.
gonna be over there?
And I mean, truth be told, I have people in my family that struggle with certain things. And I remember it was like, told my kids, look, leave your stuff in the car. Don't leave your phone. Don't bring no purse. Let's leave it in the trunk
Thieves,
because
yep,
the
stealing.
dysfunction, right? It's there. And certain family members, right? Like when we know once they get that medicine in them, once they start drinking, I'm like, I'm getting me a plate and I'm leaving. You know, uh,
Yes. I'm so happy you brought that up, substance abuse, because
Ooh,
the get-togethers I've been to over the past couple months were alcohol free. You don't show up with a
mm,
case of beer. You don't go out and blaze one up in the car. I don't do that, but I'm just saying, because
uh,
people show up with that, you don't
yeah,
have to do it. And
right.
can you talk to us about the red flag of alcohol? Because I've
Yes.
seen it on the holidays. That's when we have the most DUI arrests,
Yep.
fights,
Yep.
physical assault, things like that. So can you talk to us about,
Mhm.
the red flag of and the trauma of substance abuse and escapism during the holidays and how that
Right.
negatively affects us on the holidays?
So you got to think about this. Everyone knows that person, that family member, right? We ain't got to talk about it. We already know, right? That we have to think about prior to us coming, how much time we can stay there, and we're watching them, so we're getting re-traumatized, right? We trying to see how much they drinking, how their demeanor has changed, trying to think, okay, is it time for us to just get our plates and leave because we don't want our children to be impacted by this? But substance abuse, it increases greatly during the holidays, because here's the thing, yeah, it's the holidays for some, but it's holidays for others. There's people that still
Whole word.
dealing with those demons that they've never dealt with, right? And then the holiday only makes it worse because now we're around more people. And when we get around more people, we got to act like we okay. And for many of us to be okay, we're going to have to partake in something that's going to lower our inhibitions so we can be a part of, right?
Mhm.
So substance abuse is specifically alcohol is a big one. It's a big one. And the thing is it don't stop there
Mhm.
because now let's say you get kicked out because they got tired of your mess. Now you burnt that bridge. Okay.
Yep.
Because look, if they ain't fighting, somebody getting kicked out is about to be a mess in there. So then
Right.
now that person is experiencing the shame, the
Mhm.
guilt, and the
Yep.
embarrassment. And those three is what keeps people in
Yeah.
addiction. Those three right there: shame, embarrassment, and guilt. Right. And once again, it's a stigma, just like anything else mental health. And
Right.
it is a brain disease, but especially in our culture. And I used to be a part of it before I knew anything about psychology and being a therapist. Oh, he need to stop drinking. Oh, he get on my nerves. Why he gotta drink? Why he just stop? Why you messing with my friends? Leave us alone.
Mhm.
And I didn't know it wasn't that easy. And then the holidays makes it worse.
Right.
It's a continuous struggle.
It's so good because what you just described too, that made me think about is survival mode. Like when you're
Yes,
coming around those who you're supposed to love, you shouldn't have to, arm up, suit up,
yes,
and get
yes,
ready to go to war and go to battle.
yes.
So can you talk about, those kind of feelings, the emotions that come up? Like if you have to mentally get yourself up to go, if you have to indulge in escapism and
Mhm,
numb yourself to go
mhm.
and deal with these people, how how can someone accept, like, look, I don't belong, okay, I don't have
Yeah,
to deal with them? Do you have some words of encouragement and
yeah,
empowerment for those who say, look, I want to
absolutely.
disengage before we even begin?
Right, absolutely. You know what? Because you're worthy. You have every
Mhm.
right to protect yourself. You have every right to protect your children, right? Many of us that are on our journey of health and wellness and wholeness, we work on that all year. And why would we allow one day or
Yes.
two holidays for someone to interrupt that? It's okay to say, I can't make it this year.
Mhm.
Oh, everybody gonna be asking, you know what? Send them my love. Send them my
Yes.
love, but you know what? We're gonna do something different this year. I don't care what you have to say, but no, it's okay. It's okay. Because guess what? Other people gonna do it for themselves.
Mhm.
They will do it for
Absolutely.
themselves. So it's okay for you to take that space of protection because that's really what it is. Because
Mhm.
let me say this. How long is it going to take for you to get back to your normal after that incident?
Exactly. And can't tell how deep that effect is. So just
Yeah,
protect yourself off top.
yeah, yeah.
You just received a gift of 50 pounds from J.S. Hine Randoms. And
Oh,
thank you. Thank you
thank
so much
you
for
so
this.
much.
Yes. And they asked, how do you feel about renaming yesterday as Sikuya Familia, Family Day? And if I pronounce it right, I'm sorry. And
Mhm.
center the tradition around eating healthy eating and no social media
Ooh,
or cell phones. Oh
that's
wow.
awesome. We
I
need
need
that.
you to call in, okay? If you're not overseas, I'm gonna have to get a call-in number because that was deep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
I've
it
seen that.
it
Mhm.
speaks to being disconnected, right? So
Yes.
thank you for bringing that up because, what folks doing half the time in their
Yes.
right? Can't don't even have, time to just be like, okay, so, how things been and, how's your husband, how's school or
Mhm.
because everybody's in their phones, you know what? And I guarantee it'll be a hard one for some people, right? To
Right.
say, all right, we're just going to have a basket by the door and we're going to put the phones in the basket. Come them in
Yes.
the door. I don't see anything wrong with that because family is important and I hope this pandemic has helped us to understand that and it's up to us to set the new traditions. Come on now.
There
It's
we
up
go.
to us.
Mhm.
It's up to us. Like whether we're not gonna, celebrate the day they call Thanksgiving Day and call it,
Mhm.
yep, all day, every day. And two people, my sister and my daughter, they both said, you know what, we're having non-traditional food. And I said,
Wow.
absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, I eat plant-based now, so I don't eat
Oh,
the turkey, the
beautiful.
ham, and I'm from Alabama. Now we ate every part of the pig. Okay,
Yes, from the roots to
every
the
part.
tuesday. There you
You
go.
know?
I
you know,
cleaned chitlins
so,
before. I cleaned
yeah,
chitlins before, but now I'm like, chitlins,
look,
not me. That's I.
I got my chitlins on, okay, and I know the house stank. Ugh. But I think that's a great idea because
Mhm.
now it's about setting new traditions that's best for us, right?
Yes.
Best for our family, and that we want to continue the legacy of spending time with one another and being around healthy gatherings instead of being around something where you already know, like you got to have Vaseline in your purse, be ready to take your earrings off. Like that's
Yes.
always great on the holidays. We don't want to do it.
And that's the thing, like, judge a person's behavior through the course of a year. I found out,
Okay.
people will tell you exactly who they are. And
Yes.
those family members who always, they call you up, they always complaining about somebody, always want to, instead of, as you stated, you need communication. Those
Yes.
who are poor at that, they want to rush to the fisticuffs.
Yes.
That's not, if you can't talk it out or disagree peacefully and go about your business and talk about it later, don't be bothered with them. You don't invite them to your home. If you know
Oh,
this person, they have sticky fingers, don't invite them. If you know their children are bad, don't invite them.
yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just
Yep.
pay attention to who people are.
Yeah.
And I love that you brought up that you are plant-based. So this is another reason for y'all to go follow Angela on Instagram. Okay. She is amazing. She's about uh not only eating healthy, helping you solve your traumas, your emotional and mental issues,
Mhm.
and helping you become a fearless entrepreneur. She's also plant-based, and she's also about her self-defense game. Okay, because that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
we met through
Yes.
Timonics. So
Yes, ma'am.
yes, can you talk to us a bit about as well as the comment here about centering the tradition around eating healthy? Can
Mhm.
you tell us about certain foods that you have swapped out in exchange, and your plant-based journey and your journey to, wellness? Can you talk to us
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And first, I want to talk about why, right?
Mhm,
Because, like with many things, they become a trend. Like being a vegan, being a
mhm,
trend. Oh, I got my therapist becoming a trend.
right,
The reason why I did it was for my health because my mother passed away from congestive heart failure. She was 66. When I researched and found out what that was and how you tend to get it. And I found out that the minerals that you need in your body to fight off congestive heart failure, the medication that they gave her for hypertension, actually did the opposite. So it decreased the minerals in her body needed to fight off congestive heart failure. And in my family, we're genetically predisposed to hypertension. So knowing that, I'm 51. So my doctor, every time I would go, oh, Angela, blood pressure kind of high. Well, maybe we're just going to start you on some medication. And I said, you no, advocating for myself. I said, absolutely not. So I began researching and I said, how can I do this without medication? I've always exercised. I've been exercising 5 days a week at least for 30 years now. So that wasn't enough. So I researched and researched and I saw, this about plant-based eating. And I was like, huh. Now, the interesting part about that is the majority of my family is from Alabama. So I remember when I first told someone about me no longer eating meat, you know what they said? Good. Good. That's what them white folks do, ain't it? Good. You don't eat no meat.
yes, that's what they say. The first thing they say.
Good. So what? And I tell them, for example, I had meatloaf made out of black beans.
Mm,
And trust, I ain't cooked. I ordered it from somebody.
yeah.
Okay. Sweet potatoes, she made me sweet potatoes as a side, so that's still good, you can have. She made me meatloaf out of black beans, and she also made they're oxtails, but not oxtails. So and it's all made of plants, and I love it. I have learned to enjoy the food. Does it taste different? Of course it does. It ain't meat.
Right.
But I always say to people, you must know your why, and your why must be greater than
Mhm.
anything else.
Yes.
Your why must be greater.
That sounds so good. And like you said, it starts with your mind, the psychology, because Someone says, well, a steak is really good. A steak only tastes like what you put on it, the herbs and the seasonings you put onto the steak. Okay. So
Yeah,
you just change the way you think. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, what
yeah.
a great question. Thank you for sharing your journey. I think there may be a cookbook in your near future that we all are going to have to go out and support and buy.
Who knows? I just might, because I want people to understand that, so many times we're all about what we see, we want what we taste, and want everything to be good. You know, it's time to eat, have food for medicine, like for nurturing. Like it can't I'm done with that. I'm done with it. Oh, it tastes so good. Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but what's the after effects? Like once I
Mhm.
put it, listen, when I go to Alabama to visit, Krispy Kreme, honey, listen here. Listen here. It's the devil, I tell you. It's the devil.
Mhm.
Oh, they're so good. But I know what I'm gonna feel afterwards. And so I have
Yes.
to make, healthy decisions. Now, I'm not saying
Mhm.
restrict, restrict, restrict.
Right.
Because if you want to have something that's sweet or whatever, that's fine. I had the young lady make me a carrot cake, a vegan
Ooh.
carrot cake. Oh yeah, and it's good. It's good. Very good. So knowing your why and not just making decisions, lifestyle changes based on trends or based on because this person is doing it, find out why you need to do it for yourself.
Right. I'm just typing into everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on this chat. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to share Angela with y'all because I feel like I've been keeping her all to myself over on Instagram on her lives, and I'm so happy that everyone is here. And I have a gift for you. Just hang on a little bit longer, and I will definitely let you know what that is. So, as far as this portion, we're gonna get into your book. So, can you tell
Mhm.
us what led you to write your book Normal Dysfunction, and
Yeah.
yeah, just tell us the greatness of your baby.
Well, my baby was gifted. I mean, really, it was gifted to me, I feel like.
Mhm,
So my daughter and I was having a conversation one day, and I was probably telling her one of the many stories of dysfunction of me growing up. And she said
mhm.
one day, she was like, Ma, you should write a book one day. And I was like, girl, I
Wow.
ain't writing no book. I ain't telling nobody my business. Cause no. Um, and she said, Ma, she said, it's your truth. It's your truth. And she said, when you do write it, you should call it normal dysfunction.
Wow.
And I was like, hmm. So the purpose, the purpose of writing the book, because I will not lie to you, I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I will tell you the honest to God truth. The first 6 chapters is very hard for some people to read. It's
Mhm.
triggering because it has a lot to do with the dysfunction I experienced from as far back as I can remember. My first chapter, chapter one, is on identity
Wow.
because I didn't know who my father was. My mother had lied and told me that someone else was my father. So that started, a variety of different issues in my life. And then my skin color and growing
Mhm.
up in the South and colorism. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You got nappy hair and you
Mhm.
dark skin? Oh, I was the
Mhm.
ugliest thing coming. The comparison between me and my sister because she was light skinned and had good hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I started writing in 2016 because I was like, you know what, let me go ahead because I'm writing from a healed space.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, let me go ahead. And then my mother passed in 2017. I put the book down. And then after she passed, I decided to pick it back up. And I did so at that time because I felt like anybody that would have had any issue with anything I wrote, it would have been my
Mhm.
mother.
Right.
So when she passed, I
Wow.
said, you know what? I'm going to finish it.
Mhm.
So it's 6 chapters of a whole bunch of dysfunction, from relationships to identity to family stuff, poverty, everything. And then the last chapter is how I got on the road to wholeness and healing. So I think I have another one coming, but that's basically why I wrote the book.
That is so beautiful, and I can't wait to read it. And that's something that I wish that my own mother could have found a place of healing because she is 63 and she still speaks of, when she was called a black dog, and because she is dark skinned and she just wouldn't heal from it. I'm like, Mom, you're beautiful. And by her continue to say that over the years, and then me, I'm starting to, well, I've always looked like my mother, but now I
Mhm.
see like, wow, I'm looking just like my mom.
Yeah,
Except,
yeah.
I have my father's complexion, but I'm like, Mom, if you keep calling yourself ugly, that means you're calling me ugly. And then people say that my son looks
Mm.
just like me. So I'm like, Mom, are you calling us ugly? So healing
Wow.
is so necessary. It is so necessary. And I
Mhm.
just wish that it was more common, because I believe that, in this stage of her life, she could have a greater a greater life if she had a
Yeah,
healed from a lot
yeah,
of things. And so that's where I come in. I'm like, you know what? I see how this trauma, this as you say, normal dysfunction has impacted her, and she won't let it
yeah,
go. I'm gonna do things differently. I have to get away,
yeah,
I have to
yeah.
get away.
And it's a choice.
Hmm.
It's a choice to heal. And I tell people, and this is what I see in many of my clients, they don't understand that there's a cost to healing. There's a cost. And it ain't easy.
Hmm.
This is why many people stay in an unhealed space.
Right.
Because being in an unhealed space, you can utilize those things that you never healed from, and continue to use those as excuses as to why it's okay for you to still walk in dysfunction. Why it's
Right.
still okay for you to cuss everybody out from A to Z, because your grandmama and them cuss you out from A to Z and call, everybody bees and this and that, and nigga, you nigga
Right.
this and nigga that, and you just like your daddy, you know.
Hmm.
And they're like, okay, well, my mama did it. And not to say that that's not a legitimate excuse, but it's not a good enough excuse to stay in it.
Thank you.
So a
Yes.
lot of people won't get out of it because it's painful to heal. And the way I explain it to people, when you have surgery, right? Nowadays, I don't care what kind of surgery you had, them doctors get you up probably the same day and get you to move it, right?
Yep.
And you're like, you must be losing your mind. You just cut on me. And you want me to
Hmm.
get up and do what? Yeah, it's going to hurt, but it's going to be better for you in the long run. Because if you
Exactly.
start moving, right, you start moving whatever it is that they worked on, then they want to make sure that you don't end up in a crippled state. And see,
Hmm.
people stay in a crippled state when they
Right.
choose not to heal.
That's the
So,
learned helplessness.
oh, yes, Lord.
Learned
Oh, yes.
helplessness, yes. And we would definitely have to get you back to speak on that. So
Oh, yes.
everyone, y'all have waited long enough. So I want to say to Some Chick Named Star, John Nick, Black Voltron Reloaded, Reggie Lassiter, Kia Grafting Beyond, my fellow Georgian, how you doing? JS Hine, or if it's J Shine randoms, let me know. Captain PY2, Kareem, and Queen Joyce. Because you guys were here during the live broadcast, you will receive a free copy of Normal Dysfunction by Angela Alston. So make sure you send me your email or inbox me. Y'all will all receive a free copy as my thank you, as my gift to you, and my appreciation for you always being here to support us. So that will go
Yeah.
out to y'all today for a digital download. I really appreciate you. So just email me and I'll type it in. Or if we're friends on social media, send me an inbox with your information, and I would get
Mhm,
that. Just say hi, because it's digital, so I'll just send it right
mhm.
over to you. Just say hi, Tieesha, it's me, and I know who you are. So just inbox me or send me an email at Tieesha. Which email do I want to use? Use that info at TieshaEssex.com, so that we can begin
Excellent.
to share the tools of healing. And if you get something from it, just speak the great word and the great
Yeah,
praises of our sister Angela and her work. So
absolutely.
I don't want
Thank
to keep
you.
you here too long. I know we are getting ready to go into the weekend, and I thank you for your
Yes,
your time today. I really appreciate you. Do you have
absolutely.
any final words, or can you tell us, where can we find you? What upcoming projects do you have? I know you say you're trying to expand your social media. Will we see you over here on
Yes.
YouTube? How can we get in touch with you for more of your brilliance, your expertise in a subject that in a topic matter that we all can benefit from?
Oh, absolutely. So I've decided that I will be doing lives on Instagram. So you guys can follow me on Instagram. I will definitely be doing lives every Friday, usually 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I have a live coming up this Friday talking about the representative, the person that you thought you knew.
Oh,
Ow! And
whoa.
ended up in a relationship with. Yes, yes, yes. I'm snatching edges, honey. and kitchen back here and everything. So in the goal is everything that I bring out, everything that I present is to help us heal, because I believe knowledge is power, right? So if I can offer you some information and you can glean from that, then that's awesome. And pretty soon I'm going to be offering courses. And as a matter of fact, I have a free webinar for anyone that wants it. It's a free webinar, just really speaking to overwhelm, and especially for high earners, entrepreneurs, and a lot of moms, just trying to do it all as we do. And my email is info@alstoncoaching.com. Yes, that's my email. And if you're interested in that, so my goal is to continue to put things forward. You can definitely check me out on Instagram. So I will be reaching out pretty soon with any more stuff I have coming out.
Perfect. I'm sorry, I was typing everything down and
No,
going back and forth. J Shine or JS Hine Randoms asks, what is your Instagram? Your Instagram is Angela with two A's.
yep.
Angle. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing my God. I'm spelling that wrong.
ANGELA_empowers.
Yes.
Angela A_empowers.
She is wearing the lovely color red. You will see her beautiful self over there. And her email is info@alstoncoaching.com.
Yes.
So do you have any advice? Like we still have a few more holidays coming up. But actually we go through a year just that more shine and attention is placed at the end of the year because of the commercial side of it. Okay, we need to get these fourth quarter sales up. You're going to drive. So that's why these holidays are pushed the most.
Yes.
Do you have any words of advice for someone who may be struggling, like how I was? I don't want to be bothered on the holidays because I was trying to unload a lot of trauma, drama, or those who may be forced to be involved, or they're trying to heal and break generational curses. What words of encouragement do you have for them, and also for those who aren't dealing with it, who are just being that beacon of light that's taking in the loners and being kind? What words of wisdom do you have for all of us during this time of year?
I would say for those that have already decided and have begun their journey of setting boundaries and just being clear to say, I'm not going to do things this way. Be empathetic for those that aren't there yet. Hold space for them, right? Because for us to be where we are now, to say, I'm no longer going to do that, that took some learning, that took some wisdom, right? That took some experiences that got us there. Not everybody's there. And I would say to other people, listen, follow your intuition, right? Follow your gut. If you don't feel that it's a good thing for you and you kind of feeling that it's not, it's probably not. Just don't do it. Because you're going to be more upset at yourself. And then you're going to have to do a lot of work to get yourself back to that place, where you were prior, right? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're re-traumatizing yourself over and over and over again. And understand this, you are worthy to make any changes that you need to make for your life. And I'm going to say that again. You are worthy. It's time for the generational curses to be broken. And it's going to start with you. That's it.
It's almost if everybody else was invisible and you were just talking directly to me, because I needed that. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Thank you for, I thank you for coming into my life via Timonics and supporting me. And I'm always your sister. So whatever I can do for you, I'm here. And you have everyone who's tuning in over here. J Shine, JS Hine. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. Like I said, I should have a call up so I can know. But I really appreciate you. They said that they just followed you, so you have some new followers, and you will have your work in the hands of many. And I cannot wait to finish and also revisit. You see, I have my books and I have more books all over here. So I am shout out LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow for getting me make me a bookworm. I just want to say thank you. I wish you a happy happy joyous gatherings and happy
Mm.
remainder of the year, much success. I just say you work with entrepreneurs, so I will definitely schedule something soon, because that's one thing people do not know. They think, oh, start a business, get your LLC, do this, but they throw you out there to sink or swim. It's like, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know. What
Woo.
about this? So that's a
Yes.
whole another journey. We made whole
Mhm.
other topic. So
Yeah.
video to bring you back for, but I will be tuning in to hear you live and chime in and just give more
Absolutely.
words of wisdom, because you are doing great things for us. I just want
Thank
to
you
say
so
have a
much.
great night, everyone. Please
You
go.
too.
You have a new sister right here. Please
Yes. Yes.
connect with her and spread the word of her great works, whether it's her book, her lives, just her journey. Also, if you need,
Yeah.
a therapist, what if someone needs therapists? Can you let people know how to connect with you and the services
Yeah.
that they can book with you as well before we close
Yes.
out?
And I would say though, because it depends, right? Because if
Mhm,
somebody's here in Connecticut, then of course, we go through insurances and a variety of
mhm.
different things like that. However, if you're not in Connecticut, then you can reach out to me as well. But I would like to give this my number, my business line. I don't mind giving that to you.
Okay.
If you have questions, feel free to just text me at 860-457-1098. Again, the number is 860-457-1098. And if you're interested just to know a little bit more about me, you can find me on Psychology Today. And you can find my profile over there, Angela Alston, on Psychology Today. So you can see just a little bit more of who I am. And you can also look on my website, www.alstoncoaching.com. So either way is fine.
This time, and then we find out more about Angela, and I will put all of this in the bio as well, so you don't have to
Thank you.
stress. You'll find it
Oh,
all over there.
thank
Yes,
you.
we'll go ahead and put it over there as well. So I just want to say thank you. I wish you and your family the best. And you have my phone number, you have my email. Get in
Yes,
contact with me
ma'am.
if I can be of service. So I want to say everyone else,
Absolutely.
thank you to my moderators and those who names I call. Reach out to me if I already know who you are on social media. Don't worry, I'll contact you first. In particular, John Nick and Jay Shine Randoms, Captain PY2. I think we follow each other on Instagram, and Queen Joyce. Connect with me to let me know who you are, so I can get this gift of thanks to you. I thank you guys so
Woohoo.
much for joining us tonight. Make sure you have joyous gatherings, but also
Yes,
put yourself first, establish those boundaries, but also, as Angela stated, be empathetic, have a soft heart, because everyone is battling their own things. There was a quote I
yes,
saw: be nice to everyone that you encounter, because you do not know what they are battling. Okay, be kind to
absolutely,
them. So I will see
absolutely.
y'all in the next video. This was my second live stream after a long hiatus,
Oh, oh
and it
Lord,
feels great. I'm so happy. So Angela, you've done great things for me. We will see
absolutely.
y'all on the next
Yes,
video. I'll see you on your live. Y'all have a great night. Have a great weekend.
alrighty.
I will
You
see y'all
too.
soon with another upload and a live stream. Angela,
All
do not
right.
click off this moment. I want to just end the broadcast, and we'll
Okay.
chat afterwards. And I'll see y'all later. Have a great
All
one.
right. Good night, you guys.